All right, team. Give you. It's about. I'm gonna lose track of the days exactly, but the last update we did was about 45, and it says on YouTube that was 4 days ago. So, and I think it was a Friday, so we're on Tuesday now. So Saturday. So this is probably going to be day 49. A couple of major updates I'll give you, or just to go through it. Stomach when I first started, I think was about 100 and 102. It's I've said many times, very hard to measure, but even on the conservative side, I'd say it's about 99. So it's at least gone down by 2-3 centimeters. My weight, as I said, was guessing 97, but realistically, I think it was 95 because of the issue with the scales that I've mentioned many times. So I'm guessing it was 95. Oh, not guessing, I'm pretty confident it was 95. And now I pretty much sometimes it can fluctuate by about a kilo and a bit. So pretty comfortably, I'd be under 89 something. So I've hit an 87.8, but then really sitting about the 88.5 ish, just give or take a 400-500 grams, depending on what happens. So yeah, at least you can say I've lost 6 in the period of the 49 days, and at least probably 3 centimeters from the stomach. Major things I want to go into besides that is the last few days I've been having one major meal, 2 small meals, and I haven't had the shakes in the last. I think I had one yesterday, but over the last maybe 3 days I've only had probably one shake. But I have upped the protein bar, man bar, over the last few days, and I've been at least having 1.5 of those a day as my sort of snacks, with a popcorn sort of thing, small popcorn. So yeah, find it probably hard to say man shake bar, in a bar, and then the dinner, so just sort of either we'll have the shake and maybe a bar and then or half a bar. But yeah, so still doing well. Find it when I went out for lunch the last 2 days, so I've sort of had a very small dinner, and sort of finding that, after those lunches, I'm eating them because I paid for them. They're very nice, but about 3/4 of the way through, I've sort of have had enough. I think my stomach has shrunken a fair bit because these would have been no issues previously. So it's sort of good when you don't have a nice meal that you've exactly purchased. If you're at home, you can sort of say, I've had enough. That's why it's sort of easier a little bit with dinner or being at home. So it's quite a good thing, but I just still could manage, I suppose, getting rid of that 10% of the meal at lunchtime if, I was stronger willed and the food wasn't so nice. But yeah, it's not that I really want it. It's just more that it's nice, and, I really know I should stop. And yeah, when I get to dinner time after that, like today, I had a small dinner and that was it. Said in the last video, and I'll just repeat it today just to give you a bit of an idea. Obviously, everything changes in relation to, exercise and metabolism and everything like that. But just to give you a bit of an idea again, about 700 calories is about a kilo. So you eat an extra 700 calories, you probably put an extra kilo on. So 500 a day over 2 weeks, you're going to put a kilo on. 500 less each day, just under 2,000, you should be about 2,400. Say over 2 weeks, you're going to lose about a kilo, over a 2 week period if you're just at 500 under, because that would be roughly 7,000. If you don't eat for 3 days, that's about 8,000. You may lose a kilo, but the thing is, you're not eating, so your metabolism isn't working at all, and your metabolism probably burns, 1,000 plus calories a day. So even though you haven't eaten for 3 days, that would be about 8,000 calories, but over the 3 day period, you may only lose, the 800 grams instead of 1.1 kilos roughly, because your metabolism isn't working. So just to give you a bit of an idea, if you cut out, 600-700 calories a day, it's going to take you about 7,000 calorie deficit to lose that kilo. In short, this is just to give you a bit of an idea. The other thing was that I mentioned in the last video, if you when you exercise or stuff like that, when you're burning fat, about 85% of the fat that you're burning is actually coming out through your breath. So And that's not even just when you exercise in general. When fat's getting burnt, most of 85% is coming out through your breath and about 15% through sweat and urine and that sort of stuff. So, if you sort of think, I'm losing weight, but maybe the toilet situation hasn't changed, and you think, well, where's the 2 kilos of fat going that I've lost? You think it's not happening because maybe the scales aren't exactly showing what you're thinking, but it's not showing up coming out. That's one way it does come out. So and as I said with the exercise, one thing I have done is tried to definitely get 8,000 steps a day, no matter what, really. I've made a rule that I can't play the PlayStation until I've done 8,000 steps. I can't play it after 8 p.m. unless I've done 8,000 steps, but it's just a fun sort of thing. If I want to play, to play. But and the other thing is, I have been running pretty much every day since the 20th of December, at least a small run. So pretty much tonight I had a small dinner whilst working till 8 p.m. and then about 8 p.m, even though it's a bit warm, I'm going to head out there and do a run. So major things, I've lost in 49 days, lost about 6 kilo, enjoyed myself on a small holiday for a week. Christmas had a couple of days here and there, on the shakes, off the shakes, but no matter, even I'm on or off or doing the bars, different things, and then mixing it up, getting into a routine is good, but also just mixing it up a little bit for your body, trick it a little bit, and also just not to get bored and stuff like that. And then, so body's stomach's shrunk by about 3 kilos, 3 centimeters, and just keeping an eye on the running. And as I said, the breath, when you're burning fat, and the 7,000 calories. So something to think about anyway. It's just a bit of something different. All right, well, that's the update for day 49. So it's really, this video is really just to say I'm still here, still doing it. If you're starting or you're doing it, just keep going. Is it fun? Is it easy? Not sure. It's just a mental thing that if you want it, you got to keep going. And if you don't want it, then throw in the towel. But if you want it, just keep going. And one thing to think about, you start in the morning or lunchtime, you accidentally have a bit too much to eat at breakfast, or you have a bit too much to eat at lunch. Just don't throw that day away. Even if you've cooked 4 bits of toast with butter on it, you get to two or three of them, you think, what have I done here? You don't need to eat the last one. If you can, stop and then just reassess and just keep going for the rest of the day. So don't just forget today and say, I've stuffed it up by eating this bread, these 5 slices with this and that. I've had a couple of burgers for lunch. Don't just say I'll start again tomorrow. Enjoy the burgers if you've already eaten them, and then the next minute after that, just start again, in a sense that don't ruin the whole day, or don't wait till the next day till you start again. So keep it going. So these things are going to happen. As I said, I had a work sort of situation the last 2 days, so I had to go out for work. We had someone come into state. Enjoyed that, and reassess my dinner time situation. And the family probably weren't as happy. They got a little bit boring in meals, but still got something. Spaghetti yesterday, and they got McDonald's today, which I didn't. And Guzman for the wife. All right, I'm out of here. Bye. Day 49.